The repatriation of Nepalese nationals from war-torn Israel has continued, as in the latest batch, the government has arranged for a flight to bring 19 Nepalese to Delhi, India, from where they will be brought home via road. Meanwhile, more than 200 more citizens await repatriation as the Israel-Hamas war enters its 11th day. Good evening, I'm Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the top stories of the hour. The government repatriates 19 more Nepalese stranded in Israel amid its war with Hamas, arranges for a journey back home through Delhi, India. The 11th General Convention and Global Conference of the Non-Resident Nepalese Association kicks off in Kathmandu, the 4-day convention to elect new leadership. India's Supreme Court declines legalizing same-sex marriage but says the rights of LGBTQ+ people must be upheld. And Nepal playing against Laos in the second leg under the FIFA World Cup Asia qualifiers. A win must for Nepal in today's match to progress. The government has rescued 19 more Nepalese nationals who had expressed desire to return home from war-torn Israel. The 19 nationals are being brought home from Tel Aviv in an Indian Airlines flight through Delhi. This was informed by the Minister for Foreign Affairs, NP South. The SpiceJet flight took off from Tel Aviv at 9 a.m. this morning, carrying the 19 Nepalese along with Indian nationals, and will land at Delhi this evening. The Nepalese embassy in Delhi will arrange to bring home the 19 individuals through the Gauri Fata customs and are expected to reach Kailali tomorrow. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, those rescued include Nanda Singh Bhul, Sujendra Khadka, Prativa Roniar, Anuma Dangol, Hina Khan, Atish Gurung, Junu Gurung, Mausami Pakrin, Pratima Timsina, Rajkumar Manandhar, Sangeeta Dulal, Urmila Rawal, Mamata Thapa, Dilkumari Adhikari Karki, Nishal Shrestha, Samita Bashnet, Ambika Suvedi, Sirata Gurung and Urmila Shrestha. Prior to this, the government of Nepal had repatriated 254 Nepalese nationals from Israel, as Minister South had himself led the team in the chartered flight to bring them home. Around 5,000 Nepalese nationals are in Israel for caregiver jobs and for studies. Among those, 503 had applied to be returned home, as the government had called for applications of those interested. So far, 273 of them have been repatriated. Meanwhile, the whereabouts of missing Nepali national Bipin Joshi is still unknown and search is still on. Kanchanpur's Bipin went missing after the Hamas attack in Kibbutz Almim in southern Israel last Saturday. The Nepalese embassy in Israel has informed that Israeli authorities have handed over the bodies of 5 out of the 10 Nepalese that lost their lives in the attack. The 11th General Convention and the Global Conference of Non-Resident Nepalese Association NRNA has kicked off in the capital from today. The event was inaugurated by President Ramchandra Paudel earlier today. President Paudel, during his speech, said the knowledge and skills of non-resident Nepalese and the investments made by them had made significant contributions to Nepal's overall development. He also called on initiatives from NRNs to bring in more investments and contribute in technology transfer. The 4-day General Convention will elect a new leadership, as incumbent President Badri Kesi and Rabina Thapa are contesting for the position, while Mahesh Shrestha and Rajendra Kumar Sharma are contesting for the post of Vice President. The government has started distributing citizenship to non-resident Nepalese from today. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal handed citizenship to incumbent chairperson duo of Non-Resident Nepalese Association, Kul Acharya and Badri Kesi earlier today. After new Citizenship Act was formulated as per the Constitution of Nepal 2015, the provision to distribute Nepali citizenship to NRNs opened up. The government has informed that non-resident Nepalese can apply online for the citizenship from tomorrow at the district administration offices throughout the country and receive the citizenship after fulfilling necessary procedures. With the reduction in interest rates, improvement in cash flow at banks have been witnessed as demands for share and real estate loans have gone up. Nepal Rashtra Bank has claimed that issuance of loan has increased by 28 billion rupees this year compared to last year. Banks have issued 88 billion rupees in loan until the end of Nepali month of Bhadra, which was limited to 60 billion rupees last year. According to the data by NRB, real estate loan worth 6 billion rupees and 3 billion rupees in loan for shares has been issued in Bhadra alone. The NRB has made amendments in its policy to increase such loans. However, real estate traders and share investors have not been satisfied. Investments have increased, especially on small properties. However, banks say that it is still far from satisfactory. Banks still have liquidity worth 500 million rupees. They can use up to 90% of the deposit, which is limited to 81%. Likewise, interest rate for transactions between banks has remained at 1.91%. Communication services have been out of operation in Sankhwasava district in the Koshi province since 4 days. This comes after damages to the optical fiber in a forest area in Jainpur municipality that was extended from Dhankuta. As a result, Nepal Telecom's postpaid, prepaid, landline and internet services have been out of operation. The affected regions include headquarters Khatbari, Tumlingtar Airport, Jainpur, Bhotkhola, among others. A technical team has been looking over the issue, however, which has yet to be resolved. They have cited difficulty due to adverse weather conditions and geographical terrain. Dhangari Police Administration has honoured reporter of Kantipur television, Poshnath Adhikari, for his significant role in maintaining road safety. Adhikari was honoured during a program held on the occasion of 68th Police Day at District Police Administration for his role in minimizing social crimes and maintaining road safety. During the program, outstanding police personnel and families of martyred police officers had been honoured. Likewise, Sindhupalchok Police Administration honoured 22 police personnel for their outstanding performances. Furthermore, condolences and garlands were offered at Shahid Prahari Smarak in Kapilvastu on the occasion of Police Day. The day has been observed in Bajura and Korka as well by organizing various programs. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, why are there delays in works of irrigation projects? Your options are A, projects without adequate study, B, lack of budget, and C, negligence by contractors. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. India's top court today declined to legalize same-sex marriage and left it to Parliament to decide, agreeing with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government that the legislature is the right forum to rule on the contentious issue. The unanimous order by a 5-judge bench came as a huge disappointment to the large LGBTQ community in the world's most populous country, 5 years after the court scrapped a colonial-era ban on gay sex. There was no immediate response from the government to the court ruling, but Modi's nationalist Bharatiya Janata Party administration had opposed petitions to court on the issue, saying same-sex marriage is not comparable with the Indian family unit concept of a husband, a wife and children. The court decision came in response to more than a dozen petitions filed since last year. The bench, headed by Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, heard arguments in April and May and pronounced its verdict in the afternoon today. The court left it to a panel suggested by the government to address human concerns of same-sex couples. It said the panel should include experts with knowledge and experience in dealing with the social, psychological and emotional needs of people belonging to the gay community. The panel should also consider giving same-sex couples access to services and facilities such as joint accounts in banks and pensions from which they are currently barred. Asia largely lags behind the West in accepting same-sex marriage, with only Taiwan and Nepal allowing it in a continent where largely conservative values still dominate society. Activists say that while the 2018 ruling scrapping the ban on gay sex affirmed their constitutional rights, it was unjust that they still lacked legal backing for unions, a basic right enjoyed by heterosexual married couples. As the Israel-Hamas war enters its 11th day, the death toll from overnight Israeli air raids has risen to 71 after attacks on Rafah and 3 homes bombed in Khan Yunis. So far, at least 2,808 people have been killed by Israeli attacks in Gaza, 1/3 of them children, while more than 1,400 have been killed in Israel in Hamas's attack. 10 days of relentless bombing of Gaza by Israel has caused widespread destruction to schools and hospitals and displaced nearly 1 million people, with aid agencies warning of a catastrophic shortage of medical supplies in the besieged enclave. Israel has cut off water, power and fuel supplies, trapping 2.3 million population. The Israeli bombardment of the Gaza Strip has turned a large part of the besieged Palestinian enclave into a pile of rubble, with people in desperate need of water and other basic necessities amid a total blockade of the enclave. People have been forced to dig wells near the sea to fetch water, as Gaza, home to 2.3 million people, is facing a shortage of water as well as food. Generators are powering hospitals, but according to the United Nations, they have just around 24 hours left before the fuel runs out. Meanwhile, Adamir Prisoner Support and Human Rights Association has highlighted the increase in arrests of Palestinians by Israeli forces in the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem, with at least 650 people arrested since 7th of October. In the latest show of solidarity, the President of the United States is due to arrive in Israel on Wednesday. Biden is expected to spend several hours in Tel Aviv for talks with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other officials ahead of what is expected to be a major offensive by land, air and sea on the besieged Gaza Strip. According to the Committee to Protect Journalists, at least 15 journalists have been killed since October 7th, including 11 Palestinians, 3 Israelis and 1 Lebanese. Russia's parliament took the first step towards revoking ratification of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, blaming what a top lawmaker called the irresponsible attitude of the US to global security. Parliament's lower house, the Duma, voted by 412 to 0 with no abstentions to approve the withdrawal of the ratification in first of 3 readings. Russia says the aim is to restore parity with the US, which has signed but never ratified the 1996 treaty, and that it will not resume testing unless Washington does. But some arms control experts are concerned that Russia may be inching towards a test that would be perceived as a threatening signal by the West at a time of heightened confrontation over Russia's war in Ukraine. No country except North Korea has conducted a test involving a nuclear explosion this century. Swift and near-unanimous passage of the de-ratification bill was guaranteed after 440 of the Duma's 450 members attached their signatures to it as sponsors last week. While Russia is revoking ratification, it will remain a signatory to the CTBT and says it will continue to supply data to global monitoring system, which alerts the world to any nuclear tests. Police in Brussels have shot dead the man who killed 2 Swedish nationals yesterday evening. The 45-year-old man, named as Abdisalim, was shot in a cafe in Skärvik neighborhood. The 2 Swedes were killed and 3rd injured in automatic rifle attack yesterday. It took place on Boulevard des Prés, 5 kilometers from the stadium where Belgium was playing Sweden to qualify for the Euro 2024 football tournament. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.